Right then, let's see these skills of yours.
You know this won't be fair to you, old man.
Humor me.
Oh dear. I see the effect of your training.
You turned her against me!
You have done that yourself.
So why am I on a crusade over this horrible, horrible film that came out in 2006? We will get to that so soon. Because this film is an abomination. Now, I've never really read the Inheritance Cycle book series by writer Christopher Paolini, who wrote this book when he was, I think 19, which is pretty impressive, to say the least.
I have an absolutely pristine copy of the self-published Eragon here. Now, I love this book.
But I did watch the movie in the cinema. It was between that or Happy Feet, and Mum really, really liked the Eragon poster, so Eragon it was. Even as a kid, I knew that this film was bad and boring, because I was already introduced to epics like Lord of the Rings and the Star Wars series, and I had some form of knowledge and foundation of a film's pacing, story structure, character depth. All of these are crucial into making a film work. The release of Eragon in 2016 came out when fantasy films for the past 5 years were killing the game. Pan's Labyrinth, Tales of Earthsea, Pirates of the Caribbean, Harry Potter, Howl's Moving Castle, Hellboy, and the epic fantasy classic Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
Dream, 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 dream. Take your time, but beware, there's darkness in the air.
And of course, Fat Albert, which is actually one of my favorite films.
Hey, hey, hey! It's Fat Albert! Yeah!
Eragon was a pile of smelly shit that my dog Happy wouldn't even eat. It failed in every way to be a film that book lovers will be proud of. Now, as someone who has never read the books, I'm coming from a point of view where I know exactly how it feels when a beloved book gets turned to a film and then it just ends up breaking your heart. When a beloved written work is given to a handful of money-hungry wolves who have no clue or disregard for the source material and delivers a product so highly awaited by fans just to slap them in the face. Ouch. The first time that I forever joined the hate train of bad book-to-film adaptations is when my most beloved book trilogy, His Dark Materials by Philip Pullman, was getting adapted into the Golden Compass. When I finished this film, I cried, and not because it was good. It was a pile of shit.
My disappointment is immeasurable, and my day is ruined.
I had never been so excited and yet so heartbroken after. I was really hoping that I was going to watch something that was so true to the book, but instead I got something that was so visually beautiful and beautifully performed, and yet it lacked story. It lacked connecting back to the novel in the ways that it mattered, and I felt that this film only cared about delivering something beautiful, visual, and disregarded the true main purpose of what Lyra was trying to do or achieve. Where the film The Golden Compass leaves us is not where the book finishes. In the film, Lyra is seen with Roger on Lee Scoresby's flying balloon, and then they, sail away into the sunset. While in the book, the story is basically just kind of beginning. We follow Lyra into so much more than that. But it opened up the idea of being a sequel, just how Eragon opened the idea of being a sequel. But I feel both of these films focused on the sequel rather than what they had. There are two ways we can look at this. A film adapted from a book can either be so well done, but not completely stay true to the book, and yet succeed, or a film made so poorly in terms of a standalone film, and is a shitty adaptation piece. Great example of an adaptation piece, not really true to the book, but yet still really, really good. The Hunger Games and The Lord of the Rings. And then there's shitty films adapted from books that are just, as a standalone, are just total crap. Examples like The Giver, The Dark Tower, The Immortal Instruments, and I Am Number 4, even though it's one of my guilty pleasures.
John! John! I'm not leaving!
Oh yeah, I can do that now.
Everything about Eragon is just so wrong and out of place. Firstly, the pacing in this film is so slow, and at times it picks up so quickly we get whiplash. The runtime is too long for what it is, with unnecessary montage of the two characters just traveling. You get montages of them just going places, like on mountains and shit, and it is so unnecessary to the plot. The characters lack salt and pepper. I hate Eragon in this film. I hate him so much.
I have skills. I can fight. My cousin. With swords.
It gets to the point in the film where he wanted to save that girl. I don't know her name, don't care to remember. And at that moment, I wanted him to drop dead. Yeah, I did. He is so annoying. And he's the lead. We're meant to root for him. But I hate him. Everything he does, I swear I want to punch him in the face. He doesn't deserve to be a dragon rider, like, at all. If I was his dragon, I would burn him alive and laugh. I would do it knowing as his dragon, I would die too. The story doesn't give us time to know Eragon. He goes from being a mere farm boy to destiny galore with magic and fighting skills overnight, and you're like the chosen one bullshit dialogue.
You're the Varden's only hope.
Who are the Varden?
And we're supposed to be like, yeah, sweet, totally this farm boy who, like, had no potential at all. Yeah, of course he's a dragon rider. Excuse me, what? And Eragon is not even a likable character. He acts like a know-it-all. Seriously. Like, when that dude who becomes his mentor, he's like, well, we have to teach you. Eragon acts like, I know how to fight with a stick. Excuse me, you and your 70s styles, fake fur leather pants can both go to hell. And the ending is rushed. Literally. When you think this film is leading to an epic fight with, like, the main boss king who is also a dragon rider, who is like, his history was him and his dragon killing all the other dragon riders. We don't fight him. We fight the king's henchman. We fight Rumpelstiltskin / Mr. Gold. That's what the final battle is. And it's like 2 seconds, like, and you can tell all the budget went to that CGI. And then he wins. And you're like, okay, that's it. That's all we get. Oh, and don't get me started on characters who show up almost at the end of the film. Like, what? Excuse me, who are you? We hardly even developed Eragon for us to even develop your characters. But you want to know what? There's that one dude, don't even know his name either, that is like the same age as Eragon. Tell me why I liked him more than I did Eragon. Something about him, he kind of looked like a young version of, like, Sirius Black, but something about him, I was like, oh, I wish the story was about you and not Eragon. Like, Eragon could drop dead at any point in this film, and I would not care. I would not care. And tell me why his dragon is so mature, and she's like, you know, I chose you because you're the dragon warrior, you're the dragon rider, whatever. And I'm like, you don't even know this bitch. Like, you don't even know him, and you're like, you're pure, you're the chosen one. Excuse me, what? And don't get me started on the romance between this little child and this grown woman that he sees twice in his dream, and then we're meant to be convinced that they're, like, in love with each other. Disgusting. The creators of Eragon were thinking about the sequel, as I mentioned before. Eragon never had the chance to draw its first breath. It sucks to love something so much and dream every day that it will be picked up and made into a beloved film, just to walk away disappointed, as we were used for our loyalty of that love to generate profit. Books that are adapted into books is such an easy way to make money. The fan base is already established, the foundation and marketing is already there. And instead of having people within the industry who love and understand the source material, They just give it to people that do not care. And not caring results in both ends losing. I want to thank you so much for spending your precious time with me. This is my first ever YouTube video. I can't wait to make more and just to get better and more chaotic and unhinged as we move along. And I hope that you can join me for that ride. All right, all my loves.